close our eyes. Take this moment to notice any sensation, any tightness, starting from the head and slowly moving down the rest of the body bit by bit, down to the toes. Take notice of your breath, your inhales and your exhales. On your next inhale, inhale deeply to the count of 7 and out to the count of 11. Again, one more 7-11 breath. And allow your breath to flow freely. Let's drop our chin to our chest, letting our head just hang here for a moment. And your eyes can be closed or your gaze soft. Taking notice of any sensation. And then gently begin to roll your head side to side, ear to shoulder. And the next time your head is to the left, hold your head there, ear to shoulder. Taking in all the sensations. And let's drop our right hand down to the floor. Again, taking note of the sensation. Bend the elbow, place the hand behind the back. Tuck in the tailbone, lengthen the spine. And then release that arm and gently roll your head down and over to the other side, ear to shoulder. Taking notice of your breath. Now let's drop that left arm, hand to the floor. Bend the left elbow, placing the left hand behind your back. Lengthen the spine. Releasing the hand, bring the hand back to the knee and gently roll your head down, chin to chest. And maybe shake your head yes and no. Yes and no. Then slowly lift your head up, looking up at the ceiling, opening the mouth. Bring your head back down, chin to chest. Lifting your head back up, opening the mouth to relieve tension in the jaw. And then bring the head back down, chin to chest. Gently lift your head up to center, and then look over your shoulder, side to side. The next time your head is to the left, hold your head there, looking over the shoulder, and then tuck in the chin. Lifting the head up, rotate your head around, looking over the right shoulder, tuck in the chin. Lift up the chin and then rotate your head back to center. Let's take our shoulders and bring them up to that earlobes, holding tight, creating tension. Inhale. And as you exhale, roll those shoulders back and around. And then begin rolling those shoulders forward. Elbows out and around to get a good rotation in the shoulder. And then lower the hands to the floor. Lengthen the spine, gentle side to side. Create space in the ribs as you lean over. And then let's bring our shoulders up to shoulder level, side to side. And then let's reach the arms up to the ceiling, alternating arm lifts up. And then let's extend both arms up. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Letting all the air out. Now taking notice where your hands are placed. Are they on top of your shoelaces, the shoes, the floor, your shins? Just taking notice. Inhale. As you exhale, open the arms up, bringing the hands up, hands together, hands to heart center. Let's lift those arms up. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Slide the hands up the shins, coming into our half lift. And then sliding those hands back down. Taking the left hand, bringing it over to the right. Slide the hand up the lower leg, lifting the thigh, bringing the knee up to the chest, and then bringing that leg down, sliding the hands down the leg. Take that left hand over and the right hand over to the left leg. Slide the hand up the lower leg, lift the thigh, bring the knee to the chest, and bring that leg back down, slide the hand down the leg. Take the right hand back to the right leg. Inhale. And as you exhale, open those arms. Bring the hands up to the ceiling, hands together, hands to heart center. Let's extend our hands up. Now bring the hands down close to your head. You can touch your head or just kind of outline the head, the upper body. And then take the hands and slide the hands on top of the legs, down towards your ankles, to your feet. Inhale. As you exhale, slide the hands back up the legs, up the thighs. When you get to your waist, then open the arms up and bring those hands together, hands to heart center. Let's lift those arms up and then bring those hands again down the side of the body to the back of the legs. Then slide the hands down the legs, down to the ankles or the back of the feet. Inhale. As you exhale, slide those hands back up the back of the legs. And when you get to the hips or the waist, bring those arms out. Hands up and hands together. Let's lift our arms up. Open out to five-pointed star. And then bring those arms into cactus arms. And then lift. And then bring the elbows back. And lift. Bring back the cactus arms. And let's lift one more time. Bringing our elbows down. Now let's open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift the chin. Bring the arms together in front, actively squeezing the elbows. Now open and lift the chin. And bring the arms back together. Open and lift. Bring the arms together. And then actively squeeze those elbows together. Lift the hands towards the ceiling. Take notice of your breath. And then bring the hands back down to heart center, elbows out. And a gentle side to side, keeping your eyes on the fingers as you move side to side. And then let's come back to center. Dropping the arms, maybe shaking them out. Open the legs out a bit. Taking our hands and reach for the floor with a flat palm. Taking notice of the sensations. Now bring the arms up to shoulder level. Crossing the body. And then let's lift those arms up, crossing over. And again, take notice of your breath, your inhales and your exhales. Let's clench our hands into fists, still to the ceiling. And now bring it down to the shoulder level, and let's add the opposite leg, kicking from the knee as you punch across the body. And then let's bring those feet back to the floor, opening up the legs, and then let's take it down to the floor, punching the floor towards the floor. And then let's bring our hands to quietly wiggle the fingers, bring the knees in a little bit, hands on the knees, tuck in the tailbone, round the back, tuck in the chin. Lift the tailbone, lift the chest, lift the chin. Tucking in the tailbone, rounding the back, tucking in the chin. And again, lift. And then come back to center. Let's grab our block and our strap. Place the block under the left foot. And then just keep the strap there on the left leg for the moment. And extend the right leg out, toes to the ceiling. Bend the knee if you feel any pain in the knee. Lengthen the spine. Lean over the legs and tuck in the chin. Taking notice of the sensation. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly lift up the upper body, lift up the leg, point and flex the foot. Taking notice of the movement from the foot to the toes, all the way up to the thigh. And then let's bring that leg down, lengthen the spine, lean over and tuck in the chin. Lift the chest just a little bit, just enough to give you enough room and that to move the leg out to the side. Again, lean over the legs, tuck in the chin. Inhale. As you exhale, bring that leg back to center. Let's bend the knee and rub the thigh. Rub the sides to the edge of the knee, circling around. And let's circle around the kneecap and over the kneecap. And then, taking our strap, finding the ends, taking the end in each hand and placing the foot on the strap, stepping on the strap with the ball of the foot, and then extending the leg out. Flexing the foot, lengthen the spine. Inhale. As you exhale, lean forward, wiggle the fingers, loosen the grip for the moment. Inhale. And as you exhale, lift up the upper body, lift up the leg, and point and flex. Now bring that leg back down to the ground, lengthen the spine, lean over the legs, tuck in the chin. Inhale. As you exhale, lift up the upper body, lift up the leg, flex and hold, point and hold, flex and hold, point and hold, and then just back and forth. And then bring that leg back down, lengthen the spine, lean over and tuck in the chin. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly come up. Let's lift up that leg. And it's the arch, or the McDonald's arch, is going out and in. Pulling in the belly button, tightening up the core. And then let's go one more time out. Bring the leg in, bring the leg down, lengthen the spine, lean over your legs, tuck the chin, and take this time to wiggle the fingers. Inhale. And as you exhale, lift up the upper body, lift up the leg, and now it's a U or a W going out and in. And if you find that having your leg higher is a little painful on the hip, bring it closer to the floor. Pull in the belly button. And let's go one more time out. Bring the leg in. Bring the leg down, lengthen the spine, lean over, tuck in the chin, wiggle the fingers. Remove the strap from the leg and just place the strap on the left leg. Lifting our upper body up, let's move the leg side to side. Maybe putting your hand up here on the hip crease, noticing the rotation. And then bringing our leg back to center. Inhale. And as you exhale, bend the knee and let's rub the thigh. Again, want to rub the top, the sides, underneath the hamstring. Go over the knee to the shin, rubbing up the shin. rubbing the back of the leg, the calf muscle. Slowly coming up, maybe rubbing the hands just a moment, rubbing the fingers. And then let's take the block, bring the block over to the right foot. Taking that strap, putting it on the right leg and extending that left leg out. Lengthen the spine, lean over and tuck in the chin. Inhale. As you exhale, lift up the upper body, lift up the leg, point and flex. Hold the belly button in, tightening up the core. And then let's bring that leg down, toes to the ceiling, lengthen the spine, and lean over, tucking in the chin. Lift the upper body just a bit and swing that leg out to the side, lean forward. Inhale. As you exhale, lift up and swing that leg back in, bend the knee, and let's rub the thigh. Rubbing the hamstring. Bringing our hands to the outside of the knee, rubbing the outside of the knee in circles. And then around the kneecap. And over the kneecap. Let's grab the strap, grabbing the ends. Stepping on the strap with the ball of the foot. And then extending that leg out, toes to the ceiling, lengthen the spine, lean forward and tuck in the chin. Inhale. As you exhale, lift up the upper body, lift up the leg, and point and flex. Pulling in the belly button. And then let's bring that leg back down, lengthen the spine, lean over the legs. Wiggle the fingers. Inhale. As you exhale, lift up the leg, hold and flex. Point and flex. Again, flex and hold. Point and flex. And then back and forth, pointing and flexing. And then let's bring this leg right back down, lengthen the spine, lean over and tuck in the chin. Wiggle the fingers. Inhale. And as you exhale, lift up the upper body, lift up the leg. And now it's the arch going out or the McDonald's arches. Going in and out. And let's go out one more time. And bring that leg down, lengthen the spine, lean over your legs, tuck in the chin, wiggle the fingers. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly lift up. Let's lift up that leg, and now it's a U or a W going in and out. Bring that leg back in, heel on the ground, lengthen the spine, lean over and tuck in the chin. Inhale. And as you exhale, let's remove the strap. Bring that strap back to the right leg. And then taking that leg and moving it side to side. Maybe putting your hand on that hip crease. Coming back to center. Let's bend the knee, rub the thigh. Rubbing the sides of the leg, and then underneath, hitting the hamstring. And then let's go over the knee, down to the shin, rubbing the shin. And then the calf muscle. And then coming back to the knee, rubbing it around the outside of the knee, around the kneecap, and over the kneecap. Let's put that right foot down off the block, bring the block up, and place it in between your legs. Lengthen the spine, and let's take our strap, place it over our legs. And then let's tuck in the tailbone, round the back, tuck in the chin. Lift the tailbone, lift the chest, lift the chin. Again, tuck in the tailbone, rounding the back, tucking in the chin. Untuck and lift. And then come back to center. Let's grab the strap right above, right at the thighs, and then lift it to the shoulder level. Keeping your eyes in the middle of the strap. Breathe in. And then slowly breathe out as you move to the other side. And as you move to side, breathe in. And then breathe out. Let's do one more. Back to center, lengthen the arms on the strap. Now look over your shoulder as you bring that arm back. And then coming to center, and then look over the other shoulder. Let's come back to center. Let's lift the strap up. You want to be able to see that strap, and then move side to side, creating space in the ribs as you move side to side. And then let's come back to center. And taking the arms and reaching and pulling towards you. Imagine yourself kayaking, so paddling or pedaling the hand bicycle. And then let's reverse. And then let's extend our arms out, reaching forward. And release. Let's fold that strap and place the strap underneath the chair. Releasing the block from the leg. Let's bring the block to our center. Hands on the edge. Gentle side to side, keeping your eyes on the block. Center, and let's bring the arm out to the side, open, and then bring the block back to center and open. Taking notice of the chest, the shoulder, any sensation. Let's do one more of these. Coming back to center, let's lift the right arm. Meet it with the left and swing down with the left. Then back to the right arm and lift, center, and drop the left. Come back to center, right, and drop. One more, lift, and drop. Come back to center. Now let's switch arms. Lift with the left. Connect and drop with the right. One more lift. Down, coming back to center. Let's rotate the block, pressing the block with the hands. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Bring the block back to heart center, and then extend those arms out with the fingertips pointing out, and then back to center and lift. And out, and lift, and out, and bring that arms back to center. Inhale, and as you exhale, let's bring the block to the floor or put it underneath the chair. Put it either between your legs or underneath the chair. And then widening the legs just a bit. Fingertips pointing down towards the floor. Lean forward, lengthen the spine. Now drop the right shoulder, look over the left. And then slowly come back to center. Drop the left and look over the right. And then come back to center. And again, look over the left. Come back to center. Drop the left shoulder, look over the right. Come back to center. Let's lift our arms up. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to the block or to the floor. Tucking the chin. Inhale. As you exhale, open those arms out to the side. Lift the hands together. Hands to heart center. Let's lift the arms up. rotate to our right. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Slide the hands down the lower leg, tuck in the chin. Your left hand can stay here, or lift the left arm up to the ceiling, looking over your shoulder. And then bring that hand back down, looking at your knee. Inhale. As you exhale, slide the hands up, lifting the arms up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, tucking the chin. Inhale. As you exhale, open the arms and lift the hands up to the ceiling. Hands together. Hands to heart center. Lifting the arms up. Rotating the self to the left. Inhale. Exhale, lower the arms, lower the upper body. Bring those hands to the lower part of the leg. Tucking the chin. Inhale. As you exhale, maybe lift the right arm up to the ceiling, looking over the shoulder. And then bring that hand back to the leg, looking at the knee. Inhale. As you exhale, slide the hands up the leg and lift the hands up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Tucking the chin. Inhale. As you exhale, open those arms out to the side. Lift the hands. Hands together. Hands to heart center. Dropping the arms, shaking the arms out. Let's walk the legs together. Let's lift the right knee. Open the leg out to the side. Bring the knee back in. Extend the leg out, flexing the foot. Bend the knee and place the foot on the ground. Switching legs. Lift, open. Bring that leg back in. Extend the leg out. Bend the knee, place the foot on the ground. Switching sides. Lift, open. Bring the knee back in. Extend the leg out, flexing the foot. Now open the leg out to the side. Bring that leg back in, bend the knee, place the foot on the ground. Switching to the left foot. Lift, open. Bring that knee back in and extend that leg out. Open. Bring that leg back in, bend the knee, placing the foot on the ground. Let's extend the legs out, digging the heels into the floor. Lengthen the spine. Slide the hands down the legs. Maybe have a slight bend in the knee. Bending over to where you feel comfortable. Inhale. As you exhale, maybe inch those fingers down a little further. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly slide those hands up. We'll do that one more time. So lengthen the spine. Inhale. As you exhale, slide those hands down the legs. Tucking the chin. Inhale. As you exhale, maybe slide those fingers down a little further. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly come up. Go ahead and let's bend our knees. And let's rub the tops of our legs for just a moment. And then inhale. As you exhale, slowly stand up. And maybe wiggle the legs just a moment. Shake out the hands. Maybe empty coat sleeves. And then walk to the back of your chair. And with our feet in between the chair legs, let's roll up on the balls of the feet, and then back on the heels, lifting the toes, rolling up on the balls of the feet, back on the heels. Let's do this one more time, going forward and back. This time, let's go forward and hold. Pulling in the belly button, tucking in the tailbone, and then rolling back on the heels. Again, belly button tucked in, tailbone tucked in, and bring the feet down to the ground. Let's walk our feet back, extending the tailbone out. Let's come into our downward facing dog. Our knees can be bent. Our ears are in between our biceps. Extending the tailbone behind us, creating space. Inhale. As you exhale, lift up the upper body. Let's take a step forward with each leg, and then let's put hand on top of hand, forehead on top of your hands. Take a nice deep breath in, and slowly exhale. Slowly lift up. Let's step to the right of the chair. So step right, and then step forward. Let's bring our left knee up to the chair. Tuck in the hip. Left hand can stay on the top of the chair, or bring it to the heart center to meet your right hand. Your choice. Hands can stay here, or drop down into fir tree. Hands can stay here or lift up into oak tree. Maybe a little sway. And then let's bring those hands together. Hands to heart center. Dropping the arms, shaking out the arms. Let's come back to the chair. Hand on top, or no, let's extend our legs out, coming back into our downward facing dog. Bending the knees, ears between the biceps. Creating space. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly come up. Let's step forward each foot, hand on top of hand. Let's bring our forehead to our hands. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lift up. Let's step to the left side of the chair and then step forward. Let's bring the right knee to the chair. Tuck in the hip. And hands, right hand can be on the top of the chair or meeting your left hand at heart center. Hands can stay here or drop down into fir tree. Hands can stay here or lift up into oak tree. Maybe add a sway. And then let's bring our hands together. Hands to heart center. Shaking out the arms. Let's bring ourselves to the front of our chair. Standing in front of our chair, let's lean, let's bend over, bringing our hands to the outside of the chair. Feet are about hip distance apart. Slowly bring your head towards the seat cushion, extending the tailbone towards the ceiling maybe. Hands can stay here or slide down the front legs. You may have a slight bend in your knee, and that's perfectly fine. Inhale. As you exhale, slide those hands back up to the chair cushion. Lift your body up. Now let's extend the right leg out, toe to the ground. Now lift that right leg up. Pointing the toe, let's bring the knee into the chest, rounding the back. And extend that leg out. Bring the foot back to the ground. Now, keeping that toe there, let's roll back onto the whole foot. So toe to the ground, heel to the ground. Lean towards the chair. And then slowly bring that foot right back to center. And let's lower our head towards the cushion. Slide the hands down the legs. Sliding the hands back up to the chair cushion, lifting yourself up into our half lift, and then let's extend that left leg out, toe to the ground. Now lift the leg up. Bend the knee, bring the knee into the chest, rounding the back. And then extending the leg out. Bring the foot, toe to the ground, and then roll back so that the heel is touching the ground. Move towards the chair, leaning forward. And then slowly bend that knee, bringing that leg back to center. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring the head back to the cushion and slide the hands down the front part of the legs. Inhale. As you exhale, slide the hands back up to the cushions, lifting up. Let's bend the right knee. Place the right hand on the middle of the cushion. Take the left hand and lift it towards the ceiling, looking over your shoulder. And then bring that hand back down. Take the left hand, replace it. Replacing the right hand, bend the left knee. Now lift the right arm towards the ceiling. And bring that hand back to the chair. Left hand to the side of the chair. And let's bend our knees. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. And then maybe roll those shoulders back a couple of times. And then let's sit back in our chair, still sitting at the edge of our chair. And then let's take a nice deep breath in. And slowly exhale. Let's lift our arms up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, drop the left arm and reach over with the right, creating space in our ribs. Now open the chest, looking up at the ceiling. Bring our right hand back to the center, left hand up. Inhale. Exhale, drop the right arm and lean over with the left. Now maybe open the chest, looking up at the ceiling. Bringing the hand forward, right hand up. Inhale. Exhale, drop the right hand to the left knee. Left hand behind the hip. Lengthen the spine and look over your shoulder. Inhale. As you exhale, come back to center, lifting those arms. And now let's drop the left hand to the right knee. Right hand behind the hip, lengthen the spine and look over your shoulder. Inhale. As you exhale, lift the hands up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. And take notice. Are your hands reaching a little further? Do you have the same sensations now that you had at the beginning of class? Inhale. As you exhale, open the arms and lift the hands. Hands together, hands to heart center. Extend the arms out, thumbs up. Now thumbs down, open the chest and lift the chin. Lift the thumbs, bring those arms together, crossing the arms, and give yourself a hug, tucking the chin. Inhale. As you exhale, lift your head. Take notice which arm's on top, opening the arms, drop the thumbs, lift the chest and chin. Thumbs up, bring those arms together, crossing with the other arm on top, giving yourself a hug, tucking in the chin. Slowly lift your head up and open the arms, and then let's bring ourselves back into our chair. And then let's bring our hands out. Thumb, open and close. Taking notice of any sensation in the thumb, the joints. Now bring the thumb to the pinky to the thumb, but making sure that you open the pinky and thumb back out. Now all the fingertips and open. And then close the hands into a fist and open tight, or open wide, I should say. And the next time, close the hand into a fist, hold it there, and then wrist circles. And wrist circles the other way. And then let's wiggle the fingers. Maybe place the hands back on the legs. Lift the legs up in ankle circles. And then ankle circles the other way. And let's bring the legs back down, bending the knees. Maybe take this time to close the eyes or keep the gaze soft. We'll end class with our progressive muscle relaxation. So let's start with a deep breath in. And slowly exhale. Let's take this time to add tension to the face by squinting the eyes, wrinkling the nose, pursing the lips, creating any tension you can. Inhale. And as you exhale, release the tension. Maybe lifting the eyebrows, maybe opening the mouth, release the tension in the jaw. Moving to our neck and shoulders, shrugging the shoulders up to our ears, creating tension. Inhale. As you exhale, lower the shoulders, allowing relaxation to settle in. Moving to our arms, bending at the elbows, clenching our hands into fists, holding tight, adding tension. Inhale. And as you exhale, lengthen the arms, open the hands and lengthen the fingers, maybe placing your hands on your lap, allowing the tension to roll through the arms and out through the open hands. Moving to the midriff area, tightening the abdominal muscles, the glutes, pull that belly button in, creating any tension you can. Inhale. And as you exhale, allow the tension to move away from the body. Now moving to our legs, tightening the tension in the legs, flexing the feet, curling the toes, creating tension. Inhale. as you exhale, allow the tension to roll through the legs and out through the feet and toes. Now take this moment to do your own body scan, starting from the top of the head, and slowly work down the rest of your body. If you find any tightness, add a little tension, and then let go with breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, maybe taking a circling of the wrists and the ankles. And then circle the wrists and ankles the other way. Let's put our feet back on the ground, hands resting on our thighs with the palms pointing up. Let's open our hands out wide, then close our hands into a fist. Gently open the hands. Take this moment to think about what brings you joy. Let that carry you through the rest of your evening. Inhale. As you exhale, bring those arms out to the side. Lift the hands up, hands together. Bring your hands to your forehead. May you have kind, loving, positive thoughts. Bring your hands to your lips. May you say kind, loving, positive, and thoughtful words. And bring your hands to heart center. May you share your love and kindness with all. The light in me sees and honors the light, the joy, and the passion within each of you. And we end the class with namaste.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Oh.
you.
It was quite different.